I wanted to tell a story that I just been talking to my mom about. About 3 weeks ago, my mom discovered something that was pretty groundbreaking about me that really changed the game for me. Um, I need to stop saying For the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years, I've had I've had some pretty epic Ascended Masters, some people that are are pretty. I mean, they know a thing or two. They come to me for advice. I have people that get paid $9 an hour. They actually get paid $9 an hour, and the minimum is $300 to talk to them. They've actually asked me advice for 15 minutes, and I was able to give them advice like that they wouldn't believe. Like, I was able to produce 90 out of 100 questions. I have a 96 success rate when it comes to like spiritual things. I may not know about how to fix a sink but you know, when it comes to, you know, how to change the habit of yourself, how to do certain things that are spiritual, how to, you know, I know how to do a lot of things, but I don't know how to. I know how to do things that, you know, that it's kind of a rarity. I know a lot of information. I know how to do things that I've heard well, I'll go back. I'll first start out with a story. This is story time with Snow. This is a story I heard a long time ago. There's this kid. They were trying to figure out an equation for a long time. They couldn't figure it out. This college kid, he fell asleep during the class, and at the end of the class, he woke up and he saw the equation on the board. And he actually thought it was homework. He didn't realize that the teacher was discussing an equation they were trying to figure out for a long time. Hundreds of people were trying to figure it out. You know, they just could not figure it out. That guy went home with not even. He figured it out that night. He figured out the solution to something. If he didn't figure it out, probably it would be a mystery for a long time. And I do know that a lot of the stuff a lot of our information is going to change. A lot of stuff is not true information, but it doesn't take away from the fact that something people have been working on for a long time. He actually figured out and he knew how to do it. This is one of my main secrets. This is the one thing that I want to say that my mom figured out. The reason why these legendary Ascended Masters, the reason why these legendary people come to me for advice, the reason why I'm a grand advisor, the thing that I hated most in my life. I don't know if you notice me, but I have fat cheeks. I'm very childlike. The way I speak is very childlike. My mind is very childlike. You know, my mind is like a sponge. I soak up stuff. You know, I'm hungry constantly. I was joking with my mom. She said I told her it's not normal for somebody to spend 16 hours straight, you know, listen to audiobook and, you know, wanting to learn. I'm constantly hungry, you know, for new information. I'm constantly, you know, when they say that the sky's the limit when it comes to your brain and your body, that truly is a true story. There is no limit to I know a tremendous amount of stuff. I literally know 200, 300,000 pieces of information that I can just recall like this. It's just like yesterday. And my brain just keeps on feeding. And it's like no limit. Every time I push more information in my brain, my brain never gets full. And this is the thing. This is another secret I have. That's why the Ascended Masters come to me. Is because I'm childlike. I'm able to simplify things. I'm able to, you know, make things simple for them. I'm able to explain things. I'm able to work things out. A lot of these Ascended Masters, a lot of these great people, that they're working on such high levels that they can't downgrade. They can't work in a childlike, you know, state. They're just so far out there that they can't be childlike anymore. That they can't be they're wise and they're great. That they can't be childlike. That's why I'm an important piece. That's why I'm crucial to that there's 12 fleets or 12 tribes of us. There's 12,000 each tribe, and there's 30 different versions of our reality. There's 30 different Drews that are going on, and if all these that's literally over a million. That's over a million, over 500,000 ascended masters. I'm the baby. I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest of all the realities of all the 144 times 30. I'm the youngest version. And that's why this is something that I found out recently. This is not something that I've always known. This is something that I just found out within 3 weeks ago, and that I've been allowed this information. This is the reason why I'm so crucial, and this is the reason why I'm so vital. This is why I'm off limits to both the dark and the light. Because, people may not like me when I say this, but I not only work for the dark, but I work for the light. I work for the dark in a different kind of fashion. I don't torture people. I always have the highest and purest intentions. I work for the dark and light equally. If this was Star Wars, there's the dark Jedi, the light Jedi, I would be the great Jedi. I literally would be a great Jedi. I work for both sides. I'm what they call a balance point. I uplift the dark, I uplift the light. I help, ease the pain of the dark. I help, rescue the light. I work both sides. And that's why I'm off limits. That's why I'm so crucial. That's why I play such a vital role. And I did not know this until recently. This is all stuff that I'm figuring out. Well, back to my story. I don't know limits. I never ask people what's possible, what's impossible. I never ask people who's the best, who knows what, who's broken this record, who's done this. I literally don't know the limits. I don't know what's possible, what's not possible. All I know is I can get to work, and I can work magic. And I've been told stories. This is true story. I swear this on everything I heard of value. Out of all the 30 plus realities that are there at the Akashic records, I've actually done things that weren't in the Akashic records. That is a true story. I've actually done things that are not even in the books people know what the Akashic records are. That's the record of everything that ever was, everything that ever happened, everything that did happen. And I was blown away. I've actually, in my nutrition and things that I did, I actually did things that weren't in the books, that weren't written down. I've actually done things that let me roll back. When everything is in the books, and when you do something that's not in the books, that is impossible. That's literally an impossibility. And I did not know this, because I don't know what's possible. I don't know what's impossible. I just know, that I can work magic, and the sky's the limits. I'm hungry. I'm working magic constantly. And these are all true stories. I'm telling this from the bottom of my heart. I've double-checked this information. I've triple-checked this information. These are true stories. I've actually done things that were never in the books, that were never in the Akashic records, that I am actually, that they had to work things around, and actually, people that, the librarians in the Akashic records were, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I know, it's a legit source. I've heard it shocked them. Because, things like this are unheard of. So I may be the baby, I may be the youngest of the different versions of me, of the 144,000 light workers, of all the 500 plus ascended masters. I am literally the baby. I hated being childlike. People didn't take me seriously. Everybody always called me baby face. People always said that I was wet behind the ears. I was never taken seriously. But it's because of that I'm unique and I'm special. It's because of that I'm so vital and important. because I have the childlike. They have a name for it, like God child or whatever. It's being being hungry and being sponge like. I basically, when everybody tells me things, just a month ago, I was talking to somebody, and she told me something. She asked me a question 10 years ago, and I've been working on that answer for 10 years, and I finally told her the answer. She asked me if I'm an urban Indian. For no joke, I thought about that for 10 years. I had no clue. Am I urban Indian? I don't even know what that is. But I found out that I'm just a modern day version of my ancestors. I'm just a modern day hunter warrior, which is a modern day warrior is a light warrior. It's just a more modern day version, because we don't have warriors like we do in the old times. Everything's more modern. I'm a hunter. I forget what they have a special hunter name for me. That's more modern. It's like light hunter or something like that. But it's basically I hunt for for prosperity and I'm just basically a modern day version of my ancestors. So I literally thought about that for 10 years, and I still think about things that people told me 20 years ago. And I never give up. I'm childlike. I'm a sponge. I constantly work, and I'm constantly working, and I never get tired. I have tons of energy. I'm constantly hungry. I'm constantly researching. And that's the one thing I always hated about myself, because I was always childlike. I was never taken seriously. A lot of girls my age, they always thought I was boy-like. They called me man-child and stuff like that, A lot of girls are not interested in me because I'm very childlike. They said I'm not a real man and stuff. But that's the one thing that makes me special. That's the one thing these elite Ascended Masters, these legendary Ascended Masters, I cannot say their name. I do not have the permission, because they just don't like being known. But they're up there with Jesus and Buddha. That they live in the United States, and that there's some pretty epic people. They come to me for advice. I produce for them. I have a 96% success rate when it comes to the 144 Lightworkers. They come to me for advice. Out of 100 questions, I can get 96 perfect. Maybe 4 questions, I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't take me long to figure it out. But I have a 96% success rate, and that's a huge thing. That's why they call me the Grand Advisor. And what's funny is, I have such an important title. People don't realize people think I'm just saying Grand Advisor to sound cool. A Grand Advisor is like Yoda. Grand Advisor is pretty much like Yoda. It's like being the Grand Advisor, because Lightworkers, we don't have Grandmasters, that's just fantasy and stuff. We have like Grand Healers, we have Grand Advisors, we have Grand Specific. I'm a Grand Healer and I'm a Grand Advisor. And for somebody who's a baby, that's a huge thing. I'm like a Yoda in the Lightworker group. And it's a pretty powerful group. We have some very powerful people, and I'm one of the big shots, and I'm their baby. I'm not even an Ascended Master. I'm not even up there. I'm not elite. I'm not elite in the traditional sense, but I'm up there. I help the elites. I help the powerful, the people that work magic. I'm their assistant. I'm their advisor. And it's because I'm baby-like. It's because I can explain things. I can work things. And because a lot of these Ascended Masters, a lot of these super elite people, these legends, they can't work on lower levels. They can't work they can't work childlike, because, they're so high up there, that they're so wise and so elite and so everything. They can't work like a kid. But that's where I come in. That's where I'm so vital. And I am told that once I'm gone, 200 years later, there'll be another one of me. There's only one of me. And all the realities and everything. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds too far to believe, but there's only one of me, and that's they have a special name for me, but that's why I'm so vital. This is not something that I've always known. This is something that I found out within the last couple weeks. I did not know this stuff. I used to hate being childlike. I didn't understand, a lot of stuff. I'm like everybody. I'm learning constantly, and I'm learning things that I know that are true, but it seems too unreal to me. But that's story time with Drew, and everything that I told you is true story. I swear that on everything that I hold a value, everything that I said is true story, and I don't make anything up. I don't spin fairy tales. I actually don't. I'm a simple person. I don't reach for fame. I don't want to be a big shot, but that someday I may have to be a big. Well, that's for another time. But the wheels are turning, things are moving, and I'm moving mountains without even lifting a finger, and that's why I tell people that I can't possibly tell you the things that are going on. So much epic stuff is happening to me that I'm having a hard time believing this stuff. And I know it to be true because so much has happened to me. You guys heard the stories. You guys seen, Matt Talbot on my birthday, there was a hawk waiting for me. You guys, over 100 of you saw a lottery ticket that it's impossible to have. So many repeating numbers. Over 100 of you saw that lottery ticket and are blown away. So many epic stuff has been happening to me that it's hard not to be a believer. That's why a lot of people take me seriously. That's why people know that I'm the real deal. For a long time, everybody thought I was spinning tails and everything, but I'm making believers out of people that I never thought in 100 years they would be a believer of anything. Well, that's story time with Drew. Sorry it took so long, but I wanted to get this out there. Mother Divine wanted me to get this out there because this is stuff I'm just learning, and it's too epic to keep inside. It's too epic not to put out there. Well, thank you, and if you guys ever need me, you guys can always ask me to prayer. If you guys want me to clear your trapped emotions, clear your burdens. Trapped emotions are when you feel angry all the time or you feel sad all the time. Burdens are like shame, sex addiction, alcohol addiction, relying too much on your heart, you're getting taken advantage of. I can clear that stuff for you. I can clear it. I love doing it. Praying is my hobby. I love doing it. I know it sounds weird. I'm not a religious person, but I prayed over 30. I pray more than pastors and priests. I pray 30,000 hours. I pray, no joke, 6-9 hours, and it's fun for me. It's not a burden. I can pray for 10 hours. I've done it many times before. And, if you guys got any requests, you guys want me to, clear things for you, if you want me to clear your blocks of money and abundance, I can get to work. So I love praying, and I don't just do, like, the prayer that they do, like, at the church. I do a special prayer that's unique in a lot of ways to me. Oh, sorry, my mom needs to go to the bathroom. But that's my story time with Drew. All true stories. I swear on everything that I hold value. Everything, even my dead fiance Edlin. I swear on everything. Everything I said right now. This video is true stories, and it's true to my knowledge. I did not make this stuff up. I'm not spinning tall tales. I don't want to be famous, which is eventually gonna happen. I'm gonna be a big thing, but I take it as it goes. Thank you, and have a good one, guys. You guys can always depend on me. I'm always here. You guys know where to find me.